Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a War of Brothers event for you. Our first map here is the Towering Trunks on Conquest, followed up by our second map, which is Framing Fences, also going to be on Conquest. But before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise the regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our teams for today, on the CSA side, you have the 7th South Carolina, 7th Louisiana, the Kentucky Orphans, Archers Brigade, 20th Georgia, Army of Northern Virginia, 14th Tennessee, 7th Georgia, and the New York Volunteers. Whereas on the Union side tonight, we have 5th Corps, 3rd United States Horse Artillery, 5th New Hampshire, and the Midwest Brigade. So, our server pop today, it is 320-ish, in balance is 4 towards the Union side. Artillery-wise, Union has 16 on it, and the Confederates have 6. So, that imbalance right now is roughly 5 infantry-wise. In favor of the CSA. So, with that all being said, round has started. Infantry can't move out to 42, but skirmishers can move out right away at 45. Once you get to the 42-minute mark, skirmishers are allowed to start capturing points, which is why Union has this C point already. A couple of skirmisher groups, but the rest of the infantry has started moving out, and they will quick time till the 40-minute mark. With that being said, your frontline reporters today for your Union perspective here, you have Snow Cactus from the 65th Illinois, and then on the other side for the CSA side, you have Killer from the Army of Northern Virginia. And co-commentating with me today, we have Catch My Decoys from TKO. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Boy, howdy. Good to be here.
There we go. So, with that being said, how do you like to play Conquest decoys? What's your strategy for Towering Trunks?
So with the default spawn the CSA get, usually the best plan of choice is to hit B, get B, send one company over there, and send the rest to pile up on C, and basically form almost like a. If you go from above, it would look almost like a V-ish shape ring for the CSA to guard B and C.
Okay.
And obviously C's in this exposed area, so it's a high risk of ticket losses. You can see with the skirmishers trying to go and decap, they're going to be costing plenty of tickets since they already had captured C.
Yeah, very much so. So they get the neutralization. However, Union pushing back out those skirmishers, and they throw CSA right off. And so, as you kind of mentioned here, you got some CSA heading to B, you got some heading to C, but you actually have 2 regiments making a way to that A point where the whole entire Union team is going right now. What's it? You got 8th Connecticut in particular in front. Moving on to this A point from CSA side, you got the 7th LA, and you got 20th Georgia.
I was contemplating being a Broncos guy, but my hopes were dashed.
And yeah, playing also A point, you're not just going to let it sit there all day. You want to send some little groups to go and start decapping it, mess with people, make big lines move from certain areas to leave a gap open for the rest of it, for the other team to take.
Yeah, that's very a huge thing on this map, especially for the Union side, because generally, if Union doesn't send anyone to that B point, which is really far away, Union's going to have a real hard time of winning. They're winning strong right now. Also forgot to mention, no bayonets until the 30-minute mark. So they can get in the melees, and they can sprint into them, but they got to use the butt of their rifle, which takes 3 hits to kill someone instead of the normal 2 with a bayonet.
That sounds like enough.
So, looks like
Kramer calling out V Corps sending their home men from the west.
Yeah, the Union team went capped A. Looks like a group or 2 for Union staying back to defend the CSA groups, but right as exactly as you mentioned, 5th Corps is pushing in on the TKO.
On the fence.
Some people want to charge, some people are saying sit and shoot, but they charge through. TKO number's going to fall back. 3rd Kentucky hold them. Probably not. They're simply not.
They're like running right by them. They're not really engaged. Like now they found them. They literally are running by them.
Yeah,
I don't-
they don't see him. They
Other
want the group
danger.
that's further. They want 6 New York here.
Oh, but here comes 14 Tennessee. They might catch them off guard if they make enough time.
Yeah, even if
Along
they,
with 7 LA tailing them as well, so they're about to get pinched in 3 ways.
yeah, Midwest Brigade is getting charged out by 7th LA. They see him right before they hit him, but I don't know if they have loads. But you got the bunk off happening.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
So 7th LA beats Midwest Brigade there. Meanwhile, zooming in with 5th Corps, CSA can easily flank from behind, but they're kind of sitting or they're moving near to where 5th Corps' rear is. They're not charging in, but Killer here is being charged, A and V is, by the 5th Corps group.
Let's see here. Yeah, looks like A and V up the road, up the main area, and then First Maryland's running through is getting wiped.
So that was a good push through by 5th Corps there. That really has thrown CSA off. It looks like they got 2 flags in the process. One of them's about to be picked up, though, by 7th South Carolina and a couple of A and B guys. But obviously they got a good wipe in that charge. But the nice part about Conquest, at least for the team that has the majority of the points, you're dealing ticket loss automatically because you're up a flagpole. And that's why you always got to keep moving in Conquest. You can't let your opponent have these flags. You need to see if you can send a few guys to decap a point, which Union looks to have A pretty much locked down. And they kind of have C locked down mostly because 5th Corps ran through the CSA lines, and it looks like they're engaging first LAB. Again, they're just going to go in the inverse direction this time.
Let's see. Looks like we got a small Union line in the rear. MWB's now blasting 7LA, but I don't think they're hitting anyone from this range. I think a couple of my TKO guys got stuck on this fence, and Kermit's like, I don't want to kill you.
Jeez. I don't know. Union's had a great start here. 8th Connecticut leading this 5th Corps group. They're still going through and they're slashing up more people. A good chunk of 3rd Kentucky and 6th New York people are getting charged out.
You got him, gentlemen.
They get wiped, although they don't have a lot left. But they do get reinforced by more 5th Corps. Got the rest of TKO and 6th New York here.
If 7SC could turn around and head west, they could pinch the rest of the Union team behind to at least clear those flags out. That way they can have an opening to make it for C point and take out the artillery. But it's going to be hard now because it looks like artillery Union Arty already took most of their batteries back to aim it at the point.
I'm not going to lie, CSA is being picked apart here, defeated in detail. It's like the CSA groups are by each other, but they're not linking up. And 5th Corps, with their superior numbers, are just kind of... They're just running through everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, there's, what, I think 5 different regiments within 5th Corps, but for the most part, these guys stick together, and they can kind of just do what they want. I mean, you saw with the team intro how there was only 4 really main Union groups, and there was like 9 main CSA groups, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to communicate. Now, for example, 14th Tennessee, and some A and B guys, I don't know if they didn't know 5th Corps was there, but they just walked in with their 6-7 guys, and again, that's more tickets. And while this is happening, remember, Union is dealing a flag loss on CSA, so it ain't going great, but plenty of match left for CSA to do something. Union only has, well, looks like 8 to 10 guys defending that A point.
There is actually one strat that the Union have done, and I've seen this before, where when they've spawned on the CSA spawn, because in the campaign, the attacking team can choose whether they keep the map normal or they can flip spawns to have the advantage. And they flipped spawns on here one event, And what they did was they didn't really go mess with C, because obviously because of battery. They went and captured B, and then they would focus A, which was basically a long line that split between, that pretty much prevented people from trying to go attack one side or the other.
Right. It's very rare, at least in my broadcasting, everything that I watch. It's very rare to see the side that spawns where Union normally spawns in this map win. Usually where CSA spawns, usually CSA wins this, but this is Abnor. This is different. This is different. It's abnormal. It's weird. It's like Union's just picking CSA apart. CSA does not have any coordination right now. They're just getting picked apart. It's like the CSA groups are by each other, but they're not truly by together. So Union just kind of ran through all of them, and you got some 8th Connecticut guys that are killing the rest of 7th LA here as they retreat. Kramer trying to say there's nothing to see here. Yeah, trying, but looks like A and V and NYV are pushing out to the A point now. Maybe, like you said, they'll make a concerted effort to go to A. I mean, if both A and V and NYV go to A, they definitely outnumber the few Union defenders that are here.
It's horseshit.
But A and V is going to try to go in against these skirmishers.
Hit a bit of fire.
And I don't think those skirmishers will be able to do much. They have some officers here, though, which is a little fascinating. So, anyways, both sides kind of reforming. 3 flags are down right now by C. Are they all CSA flags? 2 of them are. Yeah, that's 3 down CSA flags. Yeah, you can't win this game mode if you don't have the flags. And Union, taking advantage of this, are pushing further and further to CSA spawn. I'm shocked they haven't sent even like a group of 5 guys towards the B point.
Oh, let's see if TKO sees them to the north.
Alright, prepare to kill, boys.
Company D, we're up here.
Cord.
So, at least... Oh, they're going to charge. They're going to charge TKO out. They try to. Some CSA fall back into the corner a little bit, while some stay forward. And that's going to allow Union to get up and over in the center area.
Hey, you missed. I didn't miss, but you missed.
So, in a few minutes here, CSA is about to drop the taken losses. They're down a morale stage in a quarter right now. This CSA is... I don't know if the strategy was bad or Union's just... But regardless, this is wild. Union's just curb stomping.
Yeah. Union right now is spread out, and basically, if you hover over and you right click, they pretty much form like a big line in front of C and A.
Yeah, it looks like one Union group is making an effort towards B. It's the skirmishers for Union that we saw at the beginning, Cap C. It looks like they're going to B. They're not bringing a flag with them. They don't want to lose a flag so deep in enemy territory. Meanwhile, if you go to the east-northeast, you have a little charge going on between 7th South Carolina and the 5th New Hampshire. Just trying to defend the point. Both these groups have flags here.
Oh no, Private Ken, he spawned. He's AFK. Turn around, swing your bat.
There's 2 more, get him.
And it looks like 7th South Carolina is going to push them off. Meanwhile, CSA is making a concerted effort towards the A point right now. They're getting close to the point, but not there yet. 2 Union groups holding them off.
Yeah, they're currently pinched by 1st Maryland and
Left and right.
Who is this on the? Oh, this is First Maryland Company D, and then this is First Maryland. And it's Connecticut over here. That's all like 2 different First Marylands.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, you do have the 6th New York, who are more to the east-southeast. If they ran towards A, they could pinch some of those Union guys, but instead, they're getting into an engagement with some 1st Maryland guys here. It looks like D Company, and D Company there prevails. So, it's now a morale and a half stage difference right now. And any second now, Union is about to decap that B point. And CSA is about to be losing 2 flagpoles worth of tickets. This is the worst. I think it's the worst curb stomping I've seen by the Union spawn, or whoever spawns on the Union side. This is the worst curb stomping I've ever seen.
Let's see. It looks like AB 20 of Georgia's going for the decap on A.
On A point, gentlemen. Should fire all to A point.
But here comes the rest of V coin, or basically the rest of the Union armies collapsing on A.
Protect me!
You ain't protecting shit, buddy.
Yeah, it looks like both sides are making kind of that effort towards A point right now. Union, at least for the moment, is going to hold A. And honestly, Union suiciding on that point to kill those 20 Georgia guys is huge. Because again, as long as you keep that flag up, you're dealing ticket loss to your opponent.
They're far out.
Left phase, they're quick.
So, morale and a half stage. CSA making another effort to the point. Archer's Brigade charging in with some 7th LA guys. Here comes 6th New York. Or NYV. So, CSA trying to get a decap here. Mullins trying, but he dies. Now Big John decapping. You got some TKO guys here as well. More CSA reinforcements are pulling up. You got A and V. Yes, some more TKO, but they do decap that A point. And they're starting to raise their own flag. So again, the Union's still dealing a ticket loss on CSA.
Why is it not letting me off? There it is.
And Union not charging in. It looks like some more Union reinforcements are rolling up.
Dude, they have a flag here at B. I see a unit came over here to B, but I don't think they got a flag.
Unfortunate for them. CSA adapting the strategy, changing it, now going for the A point instead of the C point. It's a nice little change in strategy. Is it too late though? We'll see. Union's charging in here. And Union gonna go for a decap. CSA. More are moving in here from the CSA side, but Union's winning on point.
Ooh, they're about to get pinched on A. This might cost the Union a flag here. If AMV and 7LA collapse on A, they can pinch them and drop the flag and hold A point. Right now, TKO is making their way towards B point with the flag to get it capped.
And 7LA is going to charge in here.
So it looks like they are going to revert to the Union strat that I mentioned earlier, where when they spawned on the CSA, they held B and they held A.
Yeah, so they're going to get A relatively quickly. You do have a larger Union company making their way towards B with a flag.
Along with MWB here. If MWB sees TKO moving, they might make their way back towards it, B, and swap it to where they hold C and B.
So yeah, it looks like a second Union flag is making its way towards B right now. And any second now, CSA is going to get that A point and finally stop the ticket bleed. But I mean, we're what? It's been 20 minutes since the fighting has begun, so CSA has technically enough time to come back if they want to, but they got to pretty much play perfect to make that happen.
They got to be aggressive the moment they cap 2. They got to start catching up on tickets because If they don't, this will be a Union battle victory. But based on the board, with casualties, it would affect the pieces a lot.
So you got some charging in the middle. 6 Kentucky is engaging with Midwest Brigade right now. Midwest Brigade's going to hold that. I don't know if they did.
7SC heard those gunshots from the 6 engaging in. They're about to send a volley, I think.
So you got some CSA making their way towards B. They probably don't think Union's here. I don't know why you would expect Union here. TKO is heading that way. Parker's in front. But unfortunately for them, Union's going to get here before them. CSA artillery is like, finally we can shoot.
Holy crap, that was close.
We can shoot something at B.
So,
Not our fault.
Yeah, I always never understood why there's not already on, or there is even already on this map initially when I saw this.
yeah, a lot of it doesn't make. It's like a lot of the new drill camp
If
maps.
the
artillery
CSA
placements don't make sense.
go for the charge here on B point, they can possibly wipe out 2 flags right here. But they're sitting there and shooting.
Yeah, here's the thing: a shootout's not really going to decide anything because even though this is closer range, guys are probably going to be respawning in quicker. And as you mentioned, Union's about to cap, and now CSA's losing tickets. I don't know. Does CSA have a flag? They have 1 flag.
Yeah, they got 1 flag over here at B point. I hear 7 LAs making their way, or no, that's 14 Tennessee's trying to get behind the Union on B point.
With what, 5 guys?
Yeah, a couple.
I mean, they'll get a nice shot or two, but that's not enough manpower to do anything. Looks like you have some more CSA groups trying to form up with the larger force at C. Meanwhile, looking at A, Union looks like they're making a concerted effort to get A back. So even if CSA do win at the B point, Union's just going to take A right back. And we honestly could see a counterattack in a second, as you do have C Company of 1st Maryland decapping the point right now. 7th LA is moving in to defend for CSA. And some Union groups are moving straight to where they see CSA moving in.
Alright, looks like they're making a push on B point to CSA. So if they could get that captured, then they can finally try to start catching up on tickets.
Alright, they're not going to be able to. Union's about to take A.
Oh shoot!
Yeah. It's like the problem is that Union has guys defending C. It's not a whole lot, but CSA is not contesting C, and so Union doesn't really have to defend it that much. And so we're really been fighting over A and B this whole time. And since Union has the C point locked down pretty much, or CSA is not trying anymore for that point, you would expect Union to be winning this, but you don't blame CSA for stopping their attack on C because it wasn't working. So CSA's going to get B. Union is about to get A. They started the counterattack. So they're doing 3 flagpoles worth of damage. That's actually crazy timing because that counterattack started right before CSA got the decap at B. Once CSA raises the flag, they'll stop the counterattack. But right now, CSA is taking 3 flagpoles worth of ticket loss right now. That's actually crazy. So Union do force CSA down to breaking. It's a 2 morale stage difference right now. CSA's not pulling this out. I don't see it. So CSA do get that point back, but they're still losing tickets.
Yeah, here comes AF Connecticut. They're coming back to attack B point to start trying to get CSA down to last stand.
Yeah, I don't know. I can kind of get putting the gas on the pedal, but if I were Union, I would just stick back at the 2 points that I have. Obviously, you want to put pressure on B, but Union's ahead by so much that at this point, if I were Union, I wouldn't want to spread myself too thinly trying to get the third point. And
the CSA is zoned in on chasing this one regiment. Not only that, they're leaving a flag behind the barn.
8th Connecticut
I do not
sees
know what
what's
they're
happening.
doing.
8th Connecticut sees what's happening at B and then pulls out. But, you know, if I were Union at this point, play ultra conservative, keep your flags back, don't spread out too thinly, and just try to defend the 2 points the best you can. You got a huge ticket lead, and the odds of it evening out is astronomically small.
It looks like 8th Connecticut had changed their mind and they're pulling out of.
Yeah, they popped out of the forest, saw, and then instantly turned around. So, this is the most dominant Union victory I think I've seen on this map. That's quite impressive. CSA has kind of responded well in the latter half of this round, but is a little too late. But even though they've started to respond better, Union still has full control of what's going on. And I will say CSA breaking out of B now, they're making a full push to C. Because CSA hasn't really contested it for a while, Union has most of their guys at A or in between CSA spawn and C.
It looks like most of the CS from B point are gonna now attack C altogether.
Yep, you got Archer's Brigade there. You got NYV moving up as well. And outside of the Union artillery... Don't tell me this is all artillery. Okay, you got a couple of 5th New Hampshire infantry guys, but it's a lot of artillery still. Anyways, there's charging at A. Union's pushing really far out right now. And these charges are kind of close. Union just lost 1 flag so far. They should probably be able to pick it up, though, despite.
Good. Get the flag. Come on, firepower.
Yeah, so they're going to get that flag back. So Union hold the charge, but it's pretty much an even trade. Going back to C, Union artillery is about to be charged out.
Looks like TKO's booking it straight to C, and we got a flank here. NYV's engaging 65th Illinois, and 14th Tennessee's charging the Union already before they could blast. Oh, that was too late. Oh, that was close. Second shot. But MWB is coming down the wood line behind the CSA and.
Yeah, so CSA on C
I haven't
right
seen
now.
the flag.
Down this line, right here, in this bush to your right oblique. They're going to
They're
the right.
decapping it. I don't know where the flag is, though.
Who's that poor guy? Who was that?
Yeah,
Oh.
he got blown up.
I got it. Get ready, Goose.
Chopper's going to start that decap. So CSA's taking over C right now. And this was, again, a little bit of a concern with Union starting to push out so far to hit CSA. You don't want to give CSA a chance. Not that I think CSA has a chance at this point, but you don't want to leave the window open.
Yeah, I'm seeing it from me. There's a bad.
So Union holding still behind the artillery. They never fully got charged out. And
See, I thought they were gonna go for a risky charge on MWV, but they changed their mind instantly.
ooh, the CSA. You're saying?
Yeah, 7 South Carolina. They're really coming up the same wood line behind MWB, but they ran across the field and changed their mind
Ah.
because they saw how many there were. What's this tough Alabama guy doing there?
So Union is making a push towards C right now. They're sending a good chunk of guys It's 8th Connecticut guys. You got more Union moving this way. It's 1st Maryland. So most of 5th Corps is heading towards C right now, and A is a little open right now. There's not a whole lot of Union defending it. So Union just got to watch out. Midwest Brigade charging out to C to start that decap. Meanwhile, you do have 7th South Carolina charging the artillery and some skirmishers.
Here comes 8th Connecticut right behind TKO right now.
You're dead, bitch.
That's a good little wipe on them. TKO, the other part's going up and over, and they're going to try to assist their fallen comrades. But any second now, CSA is about to drop in the last stand. But Union do neutralize C. And are they raising it? Doesn't look like it. Oh, they are bringing a flag up right now.
Ooh, Union Arty's charging in behind these two CSA flags.
So, at least on the south side, 8th Connecticut is dealing a huge amount of damage on that front. Union hold by their artillery, and they're taking the C point back. The CSA main spawns look like most of them went towards C. Looks like they made no concerted effort at A. So, CSA is about to hit last stand, and the round is going to slowly finish out here. Union's taking that C point, and it's a 1 flag pull worth of damage right now. So any second now, CSA is going to hit last stand, and it's going to be Jover.
Those were indeed Yankees. Hey, there's one in front of us.
Well, there they go.
In front of us on the road. There's two. Right of us.
So if a CSA guy dies, he does not come back. They still can get kills or try to contest all 3 points. If they cap all 3 and hold it for 3 minutes, they can win. I don't think that'll happen, but there's always a chance.
Oh shit! Keep going.
Holy shit.
Yeah, decoys. What do you think of this round overall as CSA slowly dies here?
Overall, the CSA like we saw them together, but I felt like they did fight together. Like you saw that collision here at between C and B, where they were like side by side, but they were just getting melted down one at a time. So definitely just communicate and keep it together. And then what happened at the beginning, like in this rules event, the skirmishers could deploy instantly and head straight to C. So the first one there usually determines the winner.
Yeah, I mean, Union skirmishers got there. They were able to hold that. CSA kind of spread out, going to all 3 points once their infantry could move out. Meanwhile, Union as a team went to A outside of the skirmishers who originally went to C. And then Union capped A and just completely swept up CSA as they approached the C point. It was just a really great start for Union, and CSA never fully rebounded. And so, well done to Union. Union is making a push towards that B point. Try to finish this round now. CSA main spawns are kind of gunning it to B right now, just trying to hold it. Is there a rule event that is like, it's really, really bad if you let your opponent cap all 3 points and win on you that way versus just dying out in last stand?
So pretty much overall, because this is a tabletop event, and the way the tabletop works is you don't want to usually capture early. You want to do some damage to the Union or CSA piece, like casualty-wise. And depending on the amount of points that are captured determines how far the piece retreats, pretty much.
Yeah, so if you want to deal damage to your opponents, like how many men they have, you just want to draw it out longer so you can kill more of them, because flagpole damage doesn't count towards that. But if you want to make them retreat more, you want to cap all 3 points, right?
Yeah, because they use some kind of formula to determine the casualties on the piece itself. So right now, like with them being in last stand, what the CSA plans to do is try to not let them triple cap, because otherwise that will make the board piece fall back, I think 6 or 8 spaces, leaving more ground for the Union piece on the board to push forward and take more CSA territory.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. CSA, that's why they're kind of, it seems they're diving into this point, trying to hold it.
Yeah.
And it looks like they are going to be able to hold it. Union almost capped the point, too.
To mention, this is our piece on the board, too.
No, no. Decoys is like, huzzah, they didn't cap the third
Kill
point.
that flag.
Yeah, no, we were attacking on this piece, so we were already like taking ground. So we're basically, I think our piece will fall back to Richmond where we had initially started.
We have a pokey fetch for you. New Hampshire, we're on the hunt, boys.
But hell, if we could even just do damage to their piece and casualties, it would still help the the CSA team overall. Knowing that this piece took a chunk of damage, they're gonna need to use national supplies, drain. And then once our piece resupplies, we can go back re-engage, win or so, and see where it goes to. I'm surprised they. Oh well, no, they all had spawn mains, so there's no flag to cap it.
Now hear me out. Do you think, as a way to prevent all 3 flagpoles from being capped, CSA all their guys could just F9 right now?
That is against the rules there.
No,
You cannot do that.
No.
Yeah, you have to charge it. Like pretty much, you want everyone to either to charge in, give up their lives, and then it ends the game. Because if we were so say if we had the upper hand, we could send 3 people to each point, and we can get a decap. That way, it doesn't like do too much damage to sending the piece further back. Right. So like if right now they go and decap C, and then they only held 1 point, that would basically set the piece to move back a couple spaces, not too far back.
Okay, I can see that.
But this is where they're gonna.
I feel like that could definitely draw out a round.
Yeah, it does draw out a round.
Oh, hello there. Union artillery just shot to B. I'm upset that shot went through. Or CSA already, I don't know. Actually, that shot was Union already. So, Union's getting closer to this B point. And oh.
The hay bales for cover. Just keep fighting, boys. Be prepared to come out.
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
But Union's just gonna charge right in there. So I almost wonder if I'm Union here, I kill a bunch of them, but don't kill all of them, and then just decap and cap my point, or cap the point.
Yeah. You really want to try to, in campaigns like this, you really want to try to avoid killing everyone, because you want your piece to have the advantage on the board. So if they go and decap B and cap it, that would send the CSA piece flying back to further back than they initially have entered in the battle.
It's definitely possible too, because there's 4 guys on the CSA artillery who are just, they're still using the guns, and I think you need to kill everyone but 3 people, I think, for it to end. I don't 100% remember, but
yeah, no, usually I think it's like when it's the last, yeah, you said 3 to 2 people. Pretty much to set people out of line.
You know, that's what I think they should do, is instead of it being like 3 men left on your team, if everyone is out of line, then you end the round. Because sometimes you'll get like 4, 5, 6 people, especially in pubs, where they're just out wherever. And the round takes forever to finish trying to kill all of them.
Tap F. Just stick it. Just stick it. You can stick it.
So,
I was thinking this was UEC because I heard someone say bitches, and I was afraid they were gonna
say something else. Yep. I heard that in one of the cameras I'm listening to.
Huzzah!
So, oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
they-
Union screwed it up.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
that's
see-
good for you though.
It is good, because it's not going to set us too far back. But casualties play a big role on here, and we definitely took a huge beating on the casualties here.
Yeah, I'm guessing the formula is like, because information is 1 ticket worth, and then skirmishing is roughly 3, and then out of line is roughly 5. I'm sure it's something like that. But overall, great round from Union. Very well played. CSA kind of got it back at the end, but not enough. Anyways, we will see you all shortly here for round number 2. Alrighty, here we are with the start of round number 2. If we are looking here, we're up to 330. The imbalance is 8 towards the CSA side. Clearly why CSA has 9, Union has 17. So that imbalance of, it's now, what, 11? That turns into 19 infantryman imbalance. So, anyways, Union started capping the point a little early. Because, again, skirmishers can move up, but they can't cap till 42. They moved up. They had the flag bearer start raising it. Because what you can do is have a flag bearer start raising the cap, and then have the flag bearer leave to keep the flag away from the dangerous cap point. So that's what they did. But, anyways, Union get there first. They're going to cap the point. Infantry has started moving out, but they're at the quick time. So they're going to be boring for about a minute. But we have skirmisher battles. Yay. Anyways, decoys, anything you want to say in terms of strategy for this round?
Yeah, that's a promotion right there, buddy.
For the CSA on this side, they have obviously get aim and don't leave it too open, because the Union can wrap right far on the Union right and cut through the corner to the orchards towards A. And obviously you set up a good defense on B, almost like playing Bloody Lane pretty much.
Very much so. And so Union's got the C point, CSA's got A. CSA is winning on the B point, but they're not hopping up and over, because hopping up and over, that would be a little difficult to take it.
I think AB's got buck and ball, so if they go put buck and ball rounds and bat them, they could possibly wipe them. Oh yeah, also another rule on this event is each company gets 4 officers.
4?
Obviously to split amongst the regiments.
Holy crap.
So like, if it was just one company for TKO alone, the 4 officers of TKO can each have a pistol. So you can have 4 guys, 4 cab guys pretty much.
16 guys with officers? That's wild.
It is pretty crazy, and obviously they did ban the LeMat on this event, just because. Imagine
a lot more pistol shots. For those of you who don't know what the LeMat is, normal pistols in this game have 6 shots. A LeMat has 9, and it has a buckshot as well, which is like a mini shotgun. It shoots multiple pellets instead of the normal one. It's very overpowered, and I can imagine if you have 16 officers on each side, and each officer has 3 additional shots, that's wicked. Anyways, CSA is capping A, Union is capping C. Both sides kind of moving out. CSA looks like they charged over at B, and they got that Union flag, at least for the moment. But going towards the eastern side of the map, you do have 1st Maryland there. It looks like they're going to try to flank 7th LA, who does not seem to have... Oh, they pick up their flag. I don't know if they realize that Union's behind them. I don't think they see him. They're defilated. So, anyways, CSA is about to get a 1 cap lead in a second. Now, where Union spawns, actually, I want to look at that. Give me a second. Anyway, CSA is swarming the B point. I was pretty sure Union get a few second advantage towards the point. But since they flipped sides, that advantage would go to CSA. Okay. But both sides can get to that B point in roughly the same time. So it's a little surprising that Union's trying to take this really long way around unless they're going to A, like you mentioned. Because CSA is not defending that at all right now. So CSA's got A and B. You have some CSA charging the Artie. That first Maryland group, CSA hasn't seen them, so they're about to charge into the back of CSA at B, although they are outnumbered. So it's 20th Georgia who charged out Union Artie.
Put him up.
You're dead, brother. You're dead. You're dead, brother. You're dead.
So CSA trying to turn and push
Look at me fence dancing.
the first Maryland guys out, and they kind of retreat off this area here. And they're pushing towards the B. Meanwhile, on the other side of the sunken lane, Union's kind of walled up here. It's like we're actually watching the sunken lane map.
Alright, you're gonna be shot.
But tickets overall are in favor of Union, not by a whole lot, but Union had the first cap there for a few minutes. CSA getting a nice flank here on the Union Midwest Brigade. Union trying to retreat. They're not really retreating, they're repositioning, they're going in the corners. So, Union's behind CSA. I don't know why they're not sending a few guys over to A. It's wide open. They don't necessarily know that, but it's worth sending 3 to 5 guys to go seeing if you can decap. Because if you can decap and stop CSA from having a flagpole lead on you, that would be monumental.
Oh, 7LA might get hit in the back by 1st Maryland.
Looks like they will. Looks like 20th Georgia got pushed out of Union Artillery.
Good job, guys. Acing that officer.
Union having some shots with them. Looks like 20th Georgia and 7th South Carolina are with 7th LA. They're kind of it looks a little confused. Some are shooting back into the corn. Some are shooting up towards Union Artillery. Looks like CSA charged Union out towards the northwest side. 6 New York trying to do that, but it is not working.
I'm just trying not to get us muddled up. Fall back out, boys. Fall back out. Regroup.
So, again, I don't know why Union's not sending a small group to A. Meanwhile, half of 5th Corps, 1st Maryland guys, they're charging at B, and they're decapping that right now. A little risky. CSA's on both sides of them, and they could collapse and pinch on them. Union just lost the flag unnecessarily towards the northwest. It looks like CSA is going to try to collapse down. A and V is going to go this way first.
They're gonna decap it and then they're gonna run away. They got 2 flags in the corner. If CSA could just sandwich them, they can catch them off the guard.
Yeah,
in fact, 3 in the corn.
Yeah, if CSA wipe Union out now where they're at, that would be huge. I mean, Union already has 1 flag down. I don't understand why Union's not sending somebody to A.
Alright, Union's gonna sneak their flag out, MWV.
CSA moving into collapse, back on the B point. A little chaotic there for Union. A little lag on my end as well.
TKO's like in between both of them. Oh, they're about to... Oh, they're cutting...
You see him. Surrender pin fire. Light him up.
This is a weird round of framing fences.
Yeah, I'm not seeing...
This is weird, because Union's attacking like they spawned on the opposite side of the cornfield. But they're not. And again, why won't they send someone to A? It seems so clear. Granted, they don't have our vision. Obviously, we know there's no one at A, but I don't think there's any reason to not send somebody. At least 3 to 5 guys. Hey, some TKO guys charging the Union out. Well, they're going to get a couple of kills because Union was retreating in the moment. But, again...
Yeah, I think they're actually thinking of now sending people towards A, yeah. 1st Maryland's heading towards A now to get it capped.
Again, the longer you're down a flagpole, you're just losing tickets. No shootout or whatever is going to change that. Trying to send guys to the far enemy point, even if it's just a few, should be a priority. Because if you lose 3 to 5 guys, oh well. But if they get to the point and decap it, that has huge ramifications. So if we're min-maxing it, there's not that much downside, but a lot of upside. But yeah, it looks like most of that Union group is turning, and they're going to go to A, which is a good idea. Meanwhile, you have a few CSA groups. They're charging the Union artillery out. You have some Union infantry here to defend. 7th LA is mostly up here for CSA. It looks like the Union skirmisher group, so 65th Illinois, 14th Indiana, and 5th New Hampshire are defending. 3rd Oshawa with the artillery is trying. Remember, they don't have the bayonets on. They don't have it till the 30-minute mark.
Come here.
And here comes some more CSA. 20th Georgia is now charging in. Union are the first to go to engage.
You're dead. You're dead. Oh, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
That looks like.
Oh, he's
Well,
dead.
did they win that charge up the RDO? If CSA wants, they could go Cap C.
Yeah, I don't think.
Because the
Actually?
because the entire Union army is here at A point right now.
Yeah.
I count 3 flags, I believe, went to A. So they could, if the CSA could just go to C, they could just get it capped. They could still hold 2 points. Yeah, one will be far, but it'll draw the attention of the Union and come towards B, thinking like, oh, there's a company there.
Yep. So Union artillery respawns. So even though CSA put a little effort on there, I don't know if they're going to be able to break through because there's not a whole lot of them pushing in.
Looks like the CSA is actually all converging onto C on the A point now. Most of them. Oh, 65th might get wiped by 6 Kentucky.
So you do have some of the CSA going towards that C point, which is a great idea. You got the 6th New York cutting that way. It looks like they're not bringing a flag with them because they don't want to lose a deep in Union lines, which you can argue if it's good or not, right? I think 6th New York.
I wouldn't risk it.
I think 6th New York could bring a flag with them as long as they play smart, but a lot of the times the flag bearer will stay longer than he should, and they die. So it's not a terrible idea not to bring it, but obviously, again, there's not a whole lot of Union defending C, and so they could have a chance to cap that point. But can't blame them. It's all up to personal preference. But Union's up a flagpole right now. CSA, at least A and V and some TKO guys are pushing towards that A point right now that Union has a firm lock on. Union, at least at A, is probably hoping that their friendly skirmishers don't lose C. Because that's kind of... If they lost C, then the whole battlefield's flipped. But there goes CSA down to engaged.
And so far this battle's a little goofy where going opposite sides. Never seen this on this
I
one.
know. Again, it's like... Are we even playing flip spawns right now?
You're right on that. Well, it looks like First Maryland, Major Ronald's about to get behind this CSA line, the A and V.
Yeah, they're gunning it to the point. I don't know if they think there's not a lot of Union here, but there is a few Union approaching all of their angles. And CSA, it's looking like they're going to lose a flag here. And flag is down. Pence trying to pick it up.
Come on, Color Sergeant. No!
Demoted.
Oh, he's gonna watch the video and be like, did he just say?
But Damon.
Oh, Damon's not gonna make it. They're too close.
Oh! Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, they're excited. 7 LA's heading towards A point, but they're kind of now piecemealing it if they
yes,
trying
let's
to
do
do
what we
something
did
like
last
that.
round. That worked real well. Anyways.
Alright, looks like NYV decap C, so
Yeah, that's
I
good
think it
play.
shouldn't be adjusting to both sides, so it's a good play. They didn't take a flag though, which obviously high risk of losing over there. That's better than
Get in the column.
having one.
The boy guy in front of you.
Because now, yeah. Anyways, Midwest Brigade, they're moving to C. They don't have a flag, though. NYV's kind of pulling off a little bit. And to be clear, when I made the comment of they're doing the same thing as last year on CSA, it is very hard to play. Oh my goodness, Corn Pop's going to get that flag out that we watched a second ago. Well done on him. But it's a lot harder to coordinate with the team when you're actually playing the game versus when you can see everything in the sky. So we'll just make cracking jokes. But it's a lot harder, especially when your officers don't have a Steam chat. And that's the thing, is that when your opponent captures, like, Union has captured the CSA main point, and CSA has at least decapped the Union main point. It can cause a lot of chaos, and things just kind of break down, everyone spreads apart. And with the amount of regiments that are playing on CSA versus Union, that chaos is definitely going to favor Union, who, because they have less units overall, they're not going to be able to move to as many places at once, but they're going to be much more coordinated together. So the chaos is going to favor Union in a huge way.
Yeah, and it looks like 6 Kentucky's trying to move up towards A, and 7 LA's trying to come up behind them, but 7 LA's about to get hit by Kevin.
Some of the legs got one kill in that volley. That was a little unfortunate.
Res V, guys.
But yeah, they're getting countercharged. We can get C back.
The rest of TKO is on its way to the 6, so that way they can hit A. Possibly, if all the CSA could converge on A, they can. I think it's 2 flags over here.
You're saying 2
At the same time, they're kind of leaving B a bit open. But 7SC's covering B point.
Yeah, the Union at C, if they turn to B, they could have some fun. But it looks like NYV is going to say, okay, we're just going to sit back, wait for Union to leave C, go back in and decap, and repeat. It's a nice little strategy.
It reminds me of this one event where, I forgot the name of the map, but there's a cornfield where the point's in it. And one little group kept going. Yeah. No, not skirmish. It was a conquest one. They kept going in, decapping the point in the corn, and then they went back and they hid.
Are you talking about farmland? The Antietam?
Yeah, there we go, farmland. Yeah, Antietam farmland.
So CSA is kind of converging back on A. Union's retaken C, and some groups are saying not a whole lot. About 2/3 of the guys at C are moving out towards B. Looks like some more CSA at B are moving out towards A. And CSA is starting to put a little pressure around A right now.
It looks like Union is just... I think this might have been a bait here. They're trying to draw the CSA back all to A. And then they're trying to make a book for it to the corn to get to B point and collapse to try to get the 2 caps. But looks like that's not going to work because 6 Kentucky's charging in right now. Oh.
Union just needs to get those flags up.
Here comes 3 Kentucky and A and B. They're collapsing on A. Who's this on the fence? First Maryland doesn't know that behind them is an entire angry CSA army.
CSA sweeping through right now. Tickets overall are about even. Union down 2 flags now. That's huge. Those flags have a 5-minute despawn timer. So Union won't get them back for 5 minutes.
Come back here, boy.
So trying to get all the flags out is just important. 7 South Carolina charging from B, and they're going to try to get at least one of those Union flags that is retreating out. Brock has it, though.
5th New Hampshire is decapping B point, but they ain't got no flag with them.
And some CSA are actually moving in to stop them from that. Who is it?
Shoot the guy decapping, not the guy on the fence. Sorry.
No, you're good. One might be more important than the other. So.
Alright, yeah. As I predicted, the 8th Connecticut, or the rest of the Union from A, is going to collapse behind 7SC on B point. And like I said, like I mentioned last time when I was spectating with someone else, I was telling them that with the snake fence destruction, it really helps to go straight through. Like it's either there's a big hole there, they could just run through there and then get to B.
That's actually wild.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
You know,
That-
it makes
was
it
that
look
a
like a
TK?
whole new battlefield. I don't know.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
the admin. You can see.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Oh, unfortunate. So, Union tried to charge in B, at least the few that survived, but CSA swept through. Union, in the process, lost 3 flags at A. They're not going to get them back until the 18-minute mark unless someone tries to go and pick it up, but I highly doubt that. TSA is going to have a firm hold on A and B for the next 4 or so minutes. The thing is, Union has not capped C as well, and their last flag is at B right now with Midwest Brigade, who's trying to aggressively push it. And I don't know if they realize... I would expect... Okay, when you're playing the game, I haven't played it recently, but when you hit T, can you see all your friendly flags down? I assume you can.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Midwest Brigade... Not that they would really think about that because they're focused on the battle at hand, but if they hit T and are like, oh crap, our friendly flags are down, they really need to preserve that flag. But right now that flag is down, and I don't think they're going to get it out of there. Meanwhile, you have a Union Rambo. Robert Plunkton is trying to get one of the Union flags. It's a brave idea, right? You want to get your flag back to your team, but the problem is, he just picked it up. Where is he running? Straight to the CSA line. Okay, he turns the other way. Thank goodness. At least there's some... I was like, oh my goodness. Because the thing is, right, he picks up the flag. If he dies again, that 5-minute despawn timer that I talked about, it restarts. And...
Connecticut's just charging down the road straight to B point, not knowing that they're running into the entire CSA army.
I can take him. No flag,
Like-
no respawns. I'm kidding.
Like I said, with the spawns being flipped, it's just another bloody lane battle, pretty much. But only this time, the Union has
TKO.
less high likely of getting
And you
wait,
kind of
what's
saw
going on over here?
the snake fence destruction. Their TKO just poured out of the corn. No hesitation,
Yeah.
no snake fence in the way, and they're going to wipe it Connecticut. Union drops to taking losses. CSA almost there, but CSA's up 2 flagpoles. And Union has no flags right now. Actually, they have 1 flag, I think. I think that... Oh, no, it died. Oh, my goodness. It died to the southeast east at the hands of 7th LA or 20th Georgia.
It looks like the Union are just sitting on this hill.
I mean...
I think for the campaign-wise, if they are not winning by getting the points, they're probably going to try to cook the time out so that way they can force CSA to make the wrong move for them to take a point. Because in the board, obviously, with casualties, it's a big roll on there. They don't want to be dying too much.
Right. And at this point, Union's they're stuck for another 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. They can't break out. They can't do anything. Depending on how CSA wants to play it, they could have an open avenue to see to at least try that, but there's no necessarily reason to, per se. Okay, I have a question. So, let's say that you win a round of conquest. Okay, I'll ask it in a second. There's some charging going on. Looks like 65th.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to get one of those flags out. 5th New Hampshire with them as well. Looks like they're just diving in to get their flag back.
I'm pretty sure I killed Kramer.
Looks like 7SC and 3rd Kentucky's going to be heading up to the rocks to hit this line here.
Yeah.
There's my chopper. Did they charge with a flag? Okay, they did.
Union is
Other
dropping
darts doing their
so
job.
many tickets right now.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Bad part about it is like Union lost all their flags, so they cannot even go for C.
Yeah, that's the wild part. That's the wild part.
Oh wait, look. If you come to A point, they actually might capture A because they got a flag up here. It's Irish.
That's an interesting play. So yeah, CSA are winning charges here. A lot of these guys that are dying up here are going to be able to respawn back in at least half the Union team, since I assume they picked up 2 flags at A. They got 1. So I'm guessing. So it looks like Union has 2 down flag. 1 is at A, and 1 just respawned at C, or at the main point, I'm guessing. Anyways, Union's being charged out at their artillery now by 7th LA. You know, that's the great part about Conquest, too, is there's always something happening, and it kind of sucks because you miss something, but it's great.
Oh, you missed
CSA
that
dropped
one.
to taking losses. Union's about to hit breaking. Both sides have a point.
I'm sorry, Patrick.
You said you were gonna ask me something, right?
Yeah, but when the action happens, you gotta focus on that.
Yeah, true.
Which Union's about to be charged by their artillery down by the road on Roulette. Midwest Brigade's getting charged out by A&B, and it's no surprise there what happens. A lot of Union at C. Still no flag there. What? I swear. Okay, yeah, the flag spawned in for Union. He's running to C. It looks like he's going to try to cap A and V, though. Looks like they're gunning it to C as well.
AB is heading towards A. They're about to get ambushed by Irish's people. And then TKL is making their way through the coin towards A. Excuse me.
Yeah, this is chaos. You have some CSA. They've taken some of the Union guns. They're just holding there for now. Like you mentioned, they're approaching A, and I assume they see the Union guys because it looks like they're in the ore shroud. Meanwhile, A and V is gunning it to the C point here.
Are they taking their flag with them? Oh,
Yes.
no. Yeah, and this is where I was talking about. The Union was waiting for them to make the wrong move, and here goes the flag.
Yeah, it's one flag that they can't get back till the 11-minute mark. But CSA looks like they're starting to pull off Union artillery. At least some are. A lot of CSA are collapsing in at A, which Union actually has a sizable force now with these respawns. Some CSA are trying to decap, but Union's just out shooting them.
I almost just saw CSA already hit my boys. And actually, someone just did. It was an NYB. It was a 7LA guy named Shrimp killing an NYB guy in the corn.
Ban him. He's gone. No more event for you. Some CSA are trying to sit a little further. They're trying to shoot Union down, but you gotta outshoot flag respawns, and that's pretty hard. It looks like they might charge in. Union do drop the breaking. Yeah, they're gonna charge.
As long as the rest of the CSA could hold B point, TKO could probably overrun Irish's first Maryland at A. They could drop their flag, and then they could capture A. And it'll go back on track. Let's see, it looks like A&B's rallied up at main. They're about to roll out.
Now, we'll see if the 1st Maryland guys, if they know what to do with the flag. They need to run that flag out of bounds, but it looks like it's shot and killed. They need to run the flag out of bounds so they can respawn back with it instantly.
I can't shoot. That's so funny.
But CSA are going to get A back. Anyways.
Yeah, but now the rest of the Union team that was here at C and they're about to collapse on B, so.
Yep.
If A&B didn't overextend, they could have sat back at B and preserved their flag, and they could be holding B.
It's kind of a similar thing the last round, but obviously it's much more concerning right now because the CSA is not winning as much as Union was last round. So
oh yeah, no.
Here comes that charge on the road. It's Midwest Brigade, they're going in, they've got a flag.
Push through.
It's like 7 South Carolina guys are trying to hold them. But CSA get that A point and they're starting to deal ticket damage again.
And he did anyways.
Alright, so CSA kind of pulling back 7 South Carolina there. You have a couple CSA holding off to the northwest side of the B point, just kind of skirmishing. And Union's going to retake the B point. Anyways, I have a question. The question I had earlier. So, depending on how many flag pulls you have at the end of the round, that'll force your opponent to move back certain spaces, right?
Yes.
So let's say there's a scenario where you win a round, but you have 0 flags and your opponent has 2 flags. Do you know how that works?
What I think the way that works is only the opposing piece that's attacking. So, like for example, if it was the attacking team that had the 2 points alone, and the defending team had 0, the defending team will end up being the one pulling out,
Okay.
pulling back to however many spaces the points count up to. If it was the other way around, it'd be the same scenario.
So you win, but you still have to pull back?
If you win as the defending team, it sends the attackers back, but you did take a huge lot of tickets. I believe that's how that works.
Okay.
If you look in the War of Brothers rules, it'll explain like in detail of how much spaces, how much tickets would be costing, and casualties.
They're charging at B.
Ooh. Yeah, big old charge on B point by TKO and 14 Tennessee at A&B.
And they're gonna retake that point right back.
Here it comes, the remake of Bloody Lane, but in a contention.
Yeah, Union's gunning it straight to the point. CSA's hitting the rear. And Union should not break through that.
Oh yeah, no, that Union cannot break through that charge. And they also got flank charge by NYV.
Oh, Union already hits a nice shot. You have some more Union collapsing in. But CSA's kind of picking the Union apart here.
Oh yeah.
CSA got to that defensive line first. CSA
The
playing
CSA will guarantee the win on this on the campaign, but the casualties are going to be massive on the CSA piece still.
Yeah. We'll say they're doing much better in terms of coordination and everything compared to last round.
Oh yeah.
Significantly better, even especially with the chaos that has kind of happened this round. But
So all they got to do is just right now, just don't touch C until they hit last stand.
Sorry. They just got to ask an admin to end the round right now, and they will have gotten the win. So
That's why sometimes that I would think it was a little sketchy on some of tabletop events, but in the end, like it's still fun to play.
Yeah. I will say, at least now, if you end a round, the person who ends it will show up on screen. So if there's little shenanigans that ever happen, not that ever happens. Anyways, Union's trying to go for this B point again. You have 1st Maryland, at least a portion of them is on the southeast side trying to shoot down into the lane. CSA starting to spread out in their defensive positions. The issue is, the only way Union's going to take this B point is by going in as a team. But the problem is, the longer it takes for them to form up, they're losing tickets every second. So it's a hard knock life for the Union.
Yeah.
So
well, it looks like 1st Maryland's gonna go back to A point.
I really don't blame them. I really don't.
Oh, but they kind of one killer's charging in on their side, but don't lose the flag again. Oh.
That's were you saying that when Killer died?
Yeah.
Because it's funny because I cut to him and he died and then you said that was good timing. But despite A&V and 7 South Carolina charging in here, it looks like they're just outnumbered. Looks like they might lose a flag too. So gonna lose that. Meanwhile, Union looks like they're going down the top of the hill, at least by the Bloody Lane. Maybe they're trying to flank around or at least secure the flank, because you do see some CSA that are approaching that side right now.
New Hampshire form here. New Hampshire form here.
Ooh. This is gonna be a bloody fight up this hill too.
This could very much hit Union down to last stand. Yeah, CSA holding kind of in a crest of a hill, at least hopefully that gives them a little cover in a shootout. Union's trying to charge at the corner where 1st LED is to take Connecticut.
It looks like TKO's wrapping around to head towards A to see if they find stragglers, which there's none over there, but they are sending a small group, Pyro of MBs trying to sneak past the fighting to head towards A. Get it decapped.
Keep that flag down. Keep that flag down.
Oh, there goes the CSA flag. I wonder whose that one was.
Yeah. That's the thing. Things are kind of getting spread out for CSA now. I don't know if it's going to matter in terms of our round. Union is charging CSA already, though. And they're going to have a shot at this A point. It looks like they're going to get it as well. Because those guys that were heading to A, some of them are starting to turn back. 6 Kentucky is at least looking towards A, but 3rd Kentucky, they turned back. CSA retreating from the top of the hill, losing 1 flag in the process. But so if you're CSA, there's no point in being aggressive right now. You sit on A and B, or just B, whatever, and just let Union come to you. They have to come to you. You're dealing ticket loss to them with the flags.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're certain you can get all 3 flags. If there's any doubt, just stick with the 2 points. You'll win perfectly fine that way. But it does look like Union's going to get to A. There is a couple skirmishers for CSA up here. It looks like 20th Georgia's up here on the A point exactly. Union dropped the last stand, so if you were dead, you automatically respawned. And then if you die, you don't come back. So good fights today.
I didn't hear no bell.
Overall, even though it is a 1-1, Union, with that great performance of round 1, I think kind of won the day today. But good fight from CSA to kind of come back from that pretty crappy first round for them and play hard and come out with a W. I assume Union's not winning this, but you never know. Union falling back to C, trying to preserve that.
Yeah, they're gonna do what the CSA did, but there is still this one Union line back here at A.
Yep.
If they could clean them up, they wouldn't have to worry much about A. But obviously, they're sending little groups to try to get through the corn, use the corn to hide, to try to sneak past to get something decapped. Because here comes a Pancake through the corn. He's gonna try to hide there and make his way to A once it's clear of CSA, but I'm not sure if there'll be enough time for that when the rest of the CSA is collapsing on C to kill their ass.
Yeah, the Union at A are being charged out.
Good shot.
They're trying to cap.
Wait a minute.
Thanks, man.
I think this might be
Oh no.
not against the rules. It's kept. No, he's hiding them in the woods. He's trying to hide them in the woods and ambush CSA.
So Union get wiped at A. CSA is going to be able to retain control. Having a flag advantage at this point doesn't do anything for you, but at least your opponent's not getting ticket kills on you. 7th LA is the first to show up here at the C point. And they killed a Union guy that was definitely in that outhouse. The disrespect is off the charts. Anyways, a couple 20th Georgia guys are here with 7th LA. They're kind of charging in. Most 7th LA looks like they're trying to completely go around that house.
Alright, here comes Kevin. He's charging in behind 7 LA right now, Antonio.
What a nice little flank.
Like I said, like this battle, like yeah, the CSA won, but the peace itself in the campaign took a huge beating.
Right. That's why I say overall today, Union definitely came out on top.
And I think this is the first event of the season going live.
Ah. So 7th LA just has almost done a 180 around the point. They're now on the barn side. Meanwhile, you do have some CSA charging just straight at C right now.
Hey, Eagle, look at A.
Wait a second. Is there Union guys there decapping? Oh my
There's
goodness.
6. They're gonna get the decap.
Do you know who it is?
It's Pancake. I told you
okay.
he used the coin to maneuver around all the patrols, and they're gonna get A.
Hey, there we go. The CSA is
Unless
obviously...
the CSA already can charge, 'cause if they go with their swords, they can prevent that from happening.
Seriously, CSA already should do that. I don't know why they wouldn't. It's not like they're doing anything else right now. So the last few guys at C for Union are getting wiped out here. Looks like first LAB and TKO are going to be the ones to get the wipe. Looks like they got A. CSA
Come
has
on,
some
get
time.
if they get C decapped and then they can cap. It'll prevent the rest of the people that are A to. Oh no,
Wait,
the officer's
if you
gonna
were
go kill
if you were Union at this point, wouldn't you just bonsai charge and die, so you can end the round with the flags being even?
Yeah, that's one big point about dying quick enough when you're in last stand.
Hey, they did it.
Like you see,
Huge.
they decapped A, and now it's a one-on-one. So I'm pretty sure both pieces are gonna retreat one spaces since they're even on flags. But casualties will hit both sides hard.
Yeah. With that all being said, great 2 rounds today. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise the regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, and TikTok. All those lovely links in the description. But we will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.